Fitness essentialism, how you can get fit by doing less and, more importantly, focusing on less. If you're busy, you're not a fitness freak, you're building your business, you have a job that's demanding, maybe you have kids, right? You want to get fit, you want to have abs, you want to look good, and you just want to know exactly what to do, not have any of the BS. I'm going to give you the formula in this video. So, if you want to look good, you want to be healthy, you want to have some muscle, but you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to commit to hours every day for fitness, then you need a game plan. You need a strategy. All right. Working out like a bodybuilder, working out 2 or 3 hours a day, always going to the gym at the busiest times. This is a recipe for disaster. Most people fail with their fitness goals because they burn out. They go hard for a few weeks, especially in January, maybe February, then they fall off. They have this view where it's all or nothing. If they don't have amazing workouts every time, then they just shouldn't do a workout. They have incorrect action. This is a big one. Doing really long workouts, unsustainable diets, depending on their mood, on motivation. And probably the biggest thing of all, the biggest hurdle is having too much friction. Okay. Commuting to the gym and waiting for equipment. Honestly, the biggest thing, people get in the way, they get in their own way because they don't have a good strategy. They think going to the gym, commuting the gym 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, that's 40 minutes. This is a problem because this means you have to have more willpower to go to the gym, right? If any of you guys watch my workouts on Instagram, or I even post them here on YouTube Shorts, you'll see that all of them are less than 45 minutes, and even a lot of them are only 25 or 30 minutes. Meaning, in the time it takes most people to commute to the gym, to and from the gym, you can do one of my workouts from home and already be done with it, right? If you have your own business, or you have a job that's demanding, you have kids, you just have other priorities in life, then this makes a massive difference, right? 40 minutes of your time in the car is an absolute waste of time. And if you're someone who's busy, you're an adult, you just can't handle that, right? It's just not a good use of your time. If you're in college or you're in high school, the gym is a place to socialize for you. That's different. But for people who are seriously on their grind, it's way too much friction. And this is the biggest reason I see people fail, is because they're not making it easier for themselves. If you want to succeed with your fitness goals, you need to identify the essentials and reduce friction. If any of you have seen other of my videos on productivity, then you'll see that one of the books I really like is Essentialism, right? That's the title of the book. I guess it's also a philosophy similar to minimalism, but it's more focused on really dialing in what are those key things you need to do to succeed, identifying them, and then reducing friction, meaning what are the obstacles in the way preventing you from doing those things, right? So you can apply this to anything in life, but especially for fitness. You want to lose weight, you want to be lean, have abs, or at least look better, be slimmer, right? And have some muscle. Identify those essential things and then make it easy for yourself to do the habits that are going to get you those results. What are those things? It's working out 3 or 4 times a week. I should put on here for less than 45 minutes, and eating clean, right? Those are the 2 essential things you need to do. Eat clean and do 3 or 4 workouts a week from home. All right. I put in from home. You could do it at the gym, but I think it's so much more productive to do it from home. You save yourself so much time, so much easier. All right. And part of that is the reducing friction. So you work out from home, you have quality food. There's no temptation with junk food because it's just not in your house or your apartment. And that's it. If you can do these things right here, you're good, right? You will get the results. The problem is you either have not identified the essentials, or there's too much friction, and that's getting in the way of you following through on those commitments. So the essentials, like I just said, 3 or 4 workouts a week. I like to make it even simpler than that, right? Where most workouts are these crazy workouts where it's 5, 6, 7, 8 workouts, exercises in your workout, I should say. I like to keep it real simple. If you follow, any of you who follow my workouts on Instagram or even here on YouTube, you'll see that most of my workouts are just two exercises, maybe 3 sometimes, but usually 2. And it's You could do a circuit style with that, which is very common with the kettlebells, calisthenics, which is what I prefer. Or you could even do it bodybuilding style, which is maybe a few sets till failure or close to failure, and not as hard on the conditioning, but still great for building muscle, right? So these are just a few examples. Doing things like squats and push-ups. You do a squat with a kettlebell, a rack squat with two. You can do a goblet squat and some push-ups. You can do overhead press, push-ups, and tricep extensions on maybe an upper body push day. You can do swings, kettlebell swings and push-ups, or deadlifts and push-ups, right? And of course, you can do more complicated ones if you want, but when you pick a few movements and base your workout off of this, it just keeps it so simple and you get amazing results too. That's the thing. Some people who are new to this think that this is settling or you're not going to look good doing this. I promise you, if you do these workouts, you can make them hard. You can get an amazing workout, keep it simple. And I mean, if you think I look halfway decent, all right, I promise I don't have amazing genetics. I don't for building muscle. If you do these workouts and you eat clean, you can look good, right? You don't, and that's the thing too. Ever since I've simplified my workouts, I feel like I look better and I feel better. And I'm even in better shape than before. I think with anything, it's all about mastering your craft and really focusing on those foundations. And with fitness, a lot of people are trying to copy these bodybuilders. One, when you're not a bodybuilder, and two, you're not on steroids like they are, right? So I think keeping it simple and doing 2 or 3 movements and making a full workout of that is the way to go. And if you want to do more, fine, no problem. But start with 2 or 3 and really build your foundation with that. And then eating clean. Now, people have different definitions of this, but remove processed foods, eating whole foods, whether you eat meat and vegetables and fruits, or maybe I really like eating more animal based. I don't do pure carnivore, although I've done that before. And I've gotten great results, but I prefer to prioritize protein, red meat, and then also eat some fruits and veggies as well. All right. So this is more of an animal based diet, as I call it. I think Paul Saladino was the first guy I heard call it that. But this works really well for me. You can do 2 meals a day as well, 1 meal a day sometimes. But I found that even if you don't want to do animal based, listen, I'm not dogmatic about diet. I've worked with people in the past who've been vegetarians. I think being a vegan would be harder, but you know what I'm saying? But I think if you are focusing mainly on quality, unprocessed foods, whether it's animal foods or plant foods, however you want to divvy that up, you can decide on what makes you feel best. But eating clean food, unprocessed food, right? Food that's closer to what you would find in nature. Obviously, humans, besides fruit, we do cook our vegetables, we cook our meat, but eating clean food and limiting your meals to twice a day or even once a day is a super, super simple way to, I guess even, I don't even like to use the word diet because that like implies it's going to be temporary, but eating in a way that's going to make it easy for you to lose weight and keep the weight off. All right. Now, counting calories, it can work temporarily. This does not work for most people. Now, technically, it does work. Meaning, if you were to count your calories, measure them out, and eat in a caloric deficit, then technically you would lose weight. And for about 15 or 20% of people, this does seem to work long term, like people who are really, really numbers oriented. But if you're not super numbers oriented, or you're not like a fitness guru or influencer or whatever, counting calories is not going to be a sustainable thing for most of you, right? The reason is this doesn't address the root problem, which is your hunger and your habits. But when you prioritize protein, especially animal protein, I find this really fills you up more and it's easier for you to get full, right? It's very difficult if you have ground beef or steak. You can eat a lot, but it's hard to overeat. It's really hard to overeat. And so I find that doing more of a protein heavy diet with only doing 2 meals a day and no snacking across the board, this is almost a guaranteed way to lose weight. Okay. And so I'm not saying you have to eat exact specific things. We are omnivores. We can eat both um, animal foods and plant foods. But I found that this is a great way to lose weight when you just focus on protein, have some fruits and vegetables in there, and eat twice a day. Right? If nothing else, try it out. But these are the essentials: work out 3 or 4 times a week, eat clean, and and don't eat 5 times a day. Eat twice a day, and work out a few times a week. That's really it, right? That's really it. Those are the essentials. The problem with the diet, especially though, is a lot of people have junk food in their house, and then it requires all this willpower to not eat the junk food. Take the junk food out. No junk food in your house. If you have a spouse, you have a wife or a husband or a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, talk with them. Remove the junk food. Right. Um, I know it's not always the easiest conversation to have, but having that difficult conversation up front will make it easier long term for you. All right, and reducing the friction. So I kind of already talked about this actually, but just to reiterate, working out from home, I like kettlebells and calisthenics with literally 1 or 2 kettlebells and some push-ups and pull-ups, or even just push-ups. You can build a great physique, shred fat, and it takes up almost no space. So even if you have a studio apartment or you live at home with your parents, if you're young, most of you don't. Most of you are, are professionals. But even if you have really limited space, you can get a great workout with just a kettlebell or two. If you have a whole home gym, you have more, you have a whole setup. Obviously, that's fine too. You don't have to do kettlebells. You can use barbells. You can use dumbbells, whatever you like. But when you have the equipment to work out from home, it makes it so much easier. And I really like kettlebells because with one kettlebell or two, you can get a full body workout, and it doesn't take that much space if you don't have that much room. All right. And the other thing, quality food. I already touched on this, but only have in what you eat. Decide on what you want to eat for your diet. Okay. For me, like I said, it's red meat, cheese, also dairy. I forgot to say that, and fruit and some veggies. And that's what I have in, and there's nothing else in. Okay. So it's really easy. There's no other willpower involved. Okay. And that's it. And 2 meals a day, no snacks. These are my recommended guidelines. If you want to come up with different guidelines for yourself, you can, but come up with those. Something that's going to be relatively healthy. If you don't, then I can help you out with that. All right. But you can probably come up with something that's relatively healthy. And if you can't, you can just copy this, assuming you don't have any dietary restrictions. If you don't tolerate dairy, just take the cheese out and just do red meat, fruit, vegetables. And here you go, right? It's easy. When the food is in your house and you're working out from home, it's so much easier, right? To make sure you get your workout in. Super easy, super effective, excuse me. And you just have to identify your parameters and stick to them. It's not all about massive willpower, massive action. Of course, there are days where you're going to feel motivated and you're going to have an amazing workout. But guess what? There's days where you're not going to feel that motivated, and but the kettlebell's right there. So you pick the kettlebell up. You do one of my workouts you see on YouTube Shorts or on Instagram. Maybe you do some squats and push-ups, some swings and push-ups, some overhead press and swings, whatever the case is. Maybe you do it for 20, 25 minutes. You get a solid workout in, and you feel better after. Or maybe you have more time. You get a 30-minute, a 45-minute workout in, build some muscle and shed a lot of calories, right? And then later on, when it comes time to eat, you eat the food that you have in. You cook up some ground beef, have that with a banana or something, and boom, you're stuffed, you're full, but you're not lethargic. You still have energy. That's it. All right. You don't have to complicate it. You don't have to make it more complicated than it is. You just have to identify what are the things you need to do, and then remove the distractions. Like if you want to do work, it's so much easier when you don't have your phone near you, when you're not scrolling on Instagram or YouTube, right? There's a time for that. There's a time for entertainment. There's a time to do work. And just like this is doing work, but you're setting up your environment, your house, your apartment, whatever the case is, for your success. So that's the game plan, guys. If you want guaranteed results, you work with me. I will help you get those results. We'll help you lose the weight. You can lose weight and build muscle from home, right? You don't need an entire gym. If you want to be a professional bodybuilder, then yeah, go use steroids, go to the gym. use all the equipment there. Or you want to be a power lifter, I get it. The gym has more equipment, it's more ideal. But if that's not you, you just want to look good, lose weight, have some muscle, feel amazing, be able to do it from home, right? So you have more time to work, build your business, more time to spend time with your family. Maybe you have other hobbies. You don't want to deal with rush hour traffic going to the gym. You can message me on Instagram. You can DM me if you're interested in my coaching services, or you can reach out on Gmail, or just check out the workouts I have. I have tons of free workouts on Instagram, and also here on YouTube Shorts, whatever, however you prefer to consume. But actually do them. All right. Order a few kettlebells on Amazon. Um, if you're a man, most of you are, I recommend a 16 kg to start off. Unless you're really big and strong, maybe a 20 kg. But for most guys, a 16 kg. If you're a woman, I do have some women who watch me. Generally, I recommend an 8 or 12 kg, depending on your current size and strength levels. Okay. And from there, you'll probably, both men and women are probably going to, go up in weight in the next few months. But it's better to start out light and build from there. Anyways, if you want to get in the best shape of your life, feel free to reach out to me on email or preferably over Instagram DMs. We'll talk, and then we'll see if I can help you. Much love. Appreciate all your support. And you got this. All right. Just set up the parameters for yourself. You can be successful. You can have an amazing body, be healthy, be lean, look good without having to sacrifice so much time. It's just about doing the right things, doing the essential things, identifying them, and then reducing the friction to get them done. Much love. Until next time, gratitude and Godspeed.